Let's get these guys put back where they go. So last night was really cold, 29, 30 degrees. So I had to take extra precautions for some of the more frost tender things that I had planted out already. So now that tonight we will be 41, the petunias should be fine. I'm going to start bringing everything out of the garage, which it's a huge packed mess of plants. But today I thought, let's work on my deck, my Greenstalks, and have like a garden tour slash let's get a few things done now that we're pretty sure, fingers crossed, the freezing cold weather has passed. So I've got a few things over in the little greenhouse that can come back out. They did not need to be in there except for last night when we were so cold. I'm going to plant my onions today. I'm going to plant that dill today. And then we really got to work on these green stalks. There's a lot of winter items in here that have started to bolt. Like you can see this Napa cabbage. There's a dwarf Napa cabbage. I've got a lot of lettuce that needs to get harvested and eaten, and spinach as well. And I've got plans for this green stalk, the 7-tier. We'll talk about that in another video, but I need to eat a lot of what you see in there and or transplant because I'm going to plant more strawberries. I do have seascape strawberries here now, and I want to fill the whole thing with just seascape strawberries. Then I've got 2 more green stalks, a lot of winter items, a lot of things bolting, going to seed, flowering, like these beautiful purple bok choys that made this really pretty delicate flower. I really like the flower. It's a nice soft butter yellow. I've got some Chinese broccoli starting to bolt. We've got some radicchios here that I think I can either leave, or I'm thinking about relocating them to a more part sun location to finish out their growing cycle. If I can relocate them without disturbing them too much, I think I'm going to do that, because I'm not sure if they have the space to kind of start to form a head and spin and do all that. But yeah, we've got a lot of overwintered things that did not survive. But I see a very promising event happening that I just noticed for the first time. And my New Zealand spinach came back. This will be its 3rd summer. It usually comes back from the root. So I'm happy to see that. That's really cool. On the back side of this green stalk are some dwarf eggplants that I preemptively put into the green stalk, not expecting a freeze. So I had to kind of tuck them back in there last night. And I do have these seed houses that add a little bit of extra protection. And then over on this green stalk, I actually have 2 micro dwarf tomatoes that I had to try to protect last night as well. You can see my miniature roses are getting ready to bud and bloom. Love miniature roses on green stalks. But yes, a lot of vegetables over here that need to get eaten. Leaves, lettuce, some bunching onions growing nice, some thyme. I see something growing down in here. I need to check on those. So let's get a closer look at these. How about last? Let's just go ahead and do the, yeah, let's just work on this area. So I've got a rose there, rose here. I think they're both okay. I need to check on them, see if I need to do any pruning. But right now they both look really healthy. That one is got a little bit of elongated growth there. I will probably trim off. I see some lettuce over there in a container. Oh, I see a miniature rose I covered up last night. I need to go uncover that. Okay, there we go. With the magic of pause, I was able to go uncover that real quickly. You can see it's already got some flowers, which is pretty cool. A little bit early though. It is a micro dwarf. It doesn't get very big at all. Yeah, these green stalks are scaring me. It's a lot of work. This one is going to be a big job because basically everything is coming out so that we can put in our new bare root strawberries. I see a beautiful spinach leaf there. I think that's called butterfly or butterfly. I'll have to go look that up. Spinach. Looks like it's pretty happy at the moment, but it's hot. It's going to get hot again, so we really got to eat some of these cool weather items. All right, so another rose, another tomato to uncover. Micro dwarf. I like to grow tomatoes and roses. Sorry about that. I just had a pollen coughing fit. Yeah, the pollen is still really bad here. Anyways, roses, tomatoes, great companions for me. I do have a Siberian dwarf kale in there as well, and then a few more that I planted just recently. Now this one on the far right here is Overwintered. I have some more of my strawberry mint coming back from the roots. Kind of died off during the winter, but you can see it is coming back, and it does actually smell like strawberries. All right, so moving right along, my Overwintered collards, I think these were Champion, have already flowered. I did eat off of them, you can see a few times. Strawberries in here with my fig. I never got around to pruning it and cutting it down to make it more manageable and shorter. So we're just going to go with it this year, even though it really did need to get pruned. That's okay. Another fig. And I'm finding these little seedlings. I found some on the Greenstalk too. They look like chamomile seedlings. But I haven't had chamomile in this area for at least a couple years. But it's kind of odd. There was definitely a couple over in these two Greenstalks as well. All right, this seed starting plastic drawer station is empty. Everything's in the garage right now because of last night's weather. You can see my Brussels did not tolerate winter, and they bolted as soon as we got any kind of hot weather. I do have some peas coming up. These are Sugar Ann. So what will happen, Sugar Ann snap peas will stay, and then the Brussels will come out, and I will plant tomatoes in here. Garlic, doing well. This is late winter planted garlic. It might be my new thing to do now for soft neck because it's really done great. Let's see what we got going on. I have been trying to clean up some of the pots. These are just a mix of shade items. So you got perennial geranium, coral bells in different colors. My fern is coming back. I did heavily prune it. You can see all the cut marks. Put some pictures here. It was just a mess. All the fern leaves were broken. It was still green. Had a little bit of damage, I think, from our really cold winter. So I just decided to cut it completely down. Again, this year. I did last year as well. And you can see it's coming back. The noise is because I am actually stepping on the bubble wrap. I had to throw it away. It's got pollen all in it. I think it's bothering me more than the actual air today. Got a lavender there growing. Another coral bell that's already starting to bloom. Look at that. I love that color. It's so pretty. These are actually non-bark cuttings that I was able to root for my plant out front. Very happy to have these. I love non-bark. Beautiful plant. Mountain mint. I will be putting an overwintered pepper in this pot when they are allowed to come back out. Ice plant. Oh, we got to uncover these guys too. This was my makeshift frost protection last night. The basil is still not happy even with the protection. This is Everleaf lemon basil. 2 spinaches in the back, 2 lettuces here on the right. Yeah, I think he's alive, but he's not happy. Oh, and then we've got a dwarf tomato, parsley, and some sweet alyssum. Possibly a baby basil leftover seed that germinated from last year. Cute little pansy, some sage. All right, let's see what's over here. I've got these early Jersey cabbages that overwintered. I think they did great because they're so close to my house. Some orange violas, parsley, lettuce. Oh, volunteer tomatoes. I'll pot those up and keep them. I don't even remember what that guy is. I really don't. I'll have to look that up. More coral bells. I've got some rutabaga that overwintered. There's also some lettuce seedlings in there as well to companion plant. Here's another micro dwarf tomato I need to uncover, and a beautiful rose that's already making buds. I did prune him about 2 weeks ago. I'll put some pictures. Basically, I just tried to open the center, remove any diseased or damaged stems, leaves, took off all the leaves that were left over from last year. And so this is all new, beautiful growth. I think it looks great. This is like a kind of like a very small white flower. When it blooms, it's so pretty. Okay, so there is our dwarf, micro dwarf tomato. And then we got some more sweet alyssum. I love sweet alyssum. And then we've got more spinach, more spinach. It is starting to bolt and flower. Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat some of this and put in, I think I'll put some lettuce. Maybe I'll transplant the lettuce from the Greenstalk here, because the spinach, it needs to go. It's not gonna last. All right, so moving right along. Well, on my table, I've got some overwintered lettuce. I wish I knew this variety. I don't know what I planted, and it withstand our cold winter this year, abnormally cold for here winter. And I tasted some a few days ago. It wasn't hardly bitter at all. I wish I knew what I planted. I don't. So sad. Some more sweet alyssum. This is Corsican mint. By the end of summer, this entire container will be full and overflowing with this beautiful tiny petite mint leaf. I love this plant. So cute. And so I mimicked the alyssum and the Corsican mint over here as well. So we got the Corsican mint, white sweet alyssum, Corsican mint, and the white sweet alyssum. I found this little cutie. It's actually growing in my yard. It's a Corabelle baby that's self-seeded. So I put him in this pot. Here's one of the sweet alyssums. And then I've got a bunch of sedum. I'm actually using the sedum. Let me go show you what I'm doing with it real quick, because it's kind of cool. Okay, I'm back at the entry point to the lower deck. We were just on the upper deck there. So I've only done like a third of this strip where the bricks end and the deck begins. But I am clearing out the weeds, and I am putting down this sedum so it will spread. Can't get a good, there's a shadow there. So that it will spread and fill in and look really cute here. I'm trying to get an image, and it's just the sun is not cooperating in the shadows. Yeah, so it looks really cute. So we'll go right back up where we were. Yeah, so I'm kind of siphoning off some of these sedum growths and relocating them. This bed needs to get cleaned up. This was bok choy that overwintered well. We ate on it, and then as soon as we got hot, it bolted, it flowered, and now you can see these seed pods. Millions and millions of seed pods. But what I will keep in this bed is the strawberries. I have several celery plants growing, I think about 5 or 6. I need to take this netting off so they can get really tall. You can see down in there the celery. I think you can. The stalks. At this point, I could start taking a stalk from the outer edge if I wanted to, and I should start doing that now. On this one especially, it's pretty big. Salad bow blend. Mr. Tonto, he finally got a new bed. The other one, it got damaged during winter. Right, buddy? I am working on my camellia bed area. That will be another video. Looks like the squirrels have already been over there digging. Of course. Petunia. So this is a petunia I bought. These are the petunias I propagated from cuttings of my black petunia. I'll put a picture here. So I think it'll be pretty to have the black with this real deep, pretty purple. And I did that in all 4 containers. Now I'm gonna go up to the store and try to find some more of these brackets, because I have 4 of these brown pots left, and I want to put 4 more brackets on this front part of the deck. since I removed those huge shrubs that used to be here, and they were full of powdery mildew. So they're gone, and I put down the Chinese fringe shrubs instead. They're really short right now, so I've got the space, the sun, that I'd like to put some more of these in. I'm not sure what I'll plant in them, but there will be 8 total after I add the new brackets. So I think that'll be really pretty. Who knows, maybe I'll put some lettuce there, or something edible, since I already have, you know, the pretty flowers. And then I think the last thing to talk about with the duck tours here and the Greenstalks, well, I've got this container, and there's a million of those baby strawberries that I need to pot up. So these are the strawberries that are called seascape. They used to be in this container. That's why there's so many babies. So I need to pot up all the babies. And let's see, there's one lettuce that grew that didn't die with winter. Poor thing. It was a rough winter here, really rough. We had 4 snowstorms, which is really rare in the last, say, 5 to 10 years. We just haven't had weather like that. And that cold too. We had a couple really, really cold periods. So I think we already looked at these guys too. This is a stilby. This is also a shade tolerant plant. Columbine, corabells. All of those are shade tolerant, and of course ferns. Alright guys, well that was my garden tour. We talked about those Brussels as well. And now I'm going to do a more detailed look at these Greenstalks. I hope you'll stay with me here in the video. If not, I appreciate you being here this long, but I'm just going to go Greenstalk by Greenstalk, tier by tier, and make a list, inventory of what I'm keeping, what I'm purging, because guess what? They cannot tolerate the heat, a lot of these items. So they just need to come out. And now that I've got so many things blooming everywhere in the yard, you got trees blooming, you got flowers blooming, I don't need to leave up, you know, like this arugula and bok choy for the bees. They got a lot of other food sources now, so I feel comfortable. It's time just to go ahead, clean these up, get ready for our summer plants. My plant identification app keeps saying these are velvet leaf, like a weed type thing, but they kind of look like corabelle seedlings to me in this Greenstalk. So I'm going to put them in a container and see what grows. I do have a couple corabelles over there, so it's possible at some point over the last 6-7 months some seeds flew over here. I mean, this one definitely has coloring of corabelle. That one not so much. Maybe that is a weed, but I will pot them both up and see what happens. And there we go. They are with a bunch of other random seedlings I've collected. I really think that is corabelle or heuchera right there, that one. Pretty sure this one is too, but that one could be a weed. I got a bunch of bowls. I'm going to fill them up with water. But first, I'm going to spray the pollen off of this Greenstalk, all the veggies, and then I'm going to get to harvesting spinach, lettuce, all those Napa cabbages. Well, they can just go to the deer. They'll like them. And then we can plant our strawberries.